What is going on, y'all? Gonzo's Convos, Season 4, Episode 8. Today, we are bringing on Nayeli Sweet. And I swear to God, I knew her last name, but it just slipped my mind. It slipped my fucking mind. Son of a bitch. But anyway, um, she is, from what I know, what I've seen, right? She's a boxer. She's doing her thing in the ring. Ooh, I like that. Yeah, she's doing her thing in the ring. And, I don't know. I guess she got some stuff to talk about as far as paranormal and myths. But first, we're gonna go ahead and get to know her. So let me go ahead and invite her into, you know, the big the studio. Uh, okay. Damn. So yeah, we just went ahead and sent the little invite link. So we'll see what we can get. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I ain't gonna lie to y'all, man. The more I do these episodes with these guests, the more spooked out I seem to get, or like I don't know if it's the stories they're telling or what it is, but yeah, it's a little hectic, man. Like the last guest, the last guest had a whole dog, but like I still can't fathom. I can't get that out of my head. She had a whole dog in a black dress named Margaret. What? That's why I have my cross up there. Y'all can't see, but I have my cross up there. I have the cross up above my bed. Um, religious stuff all around in this here place, and yeah, we're not letting that stuff come through. You know, because I'm very superstitious myself. And I feel like we could talk about it all day and night, but at the end of all of it, I'm gonna make sure it slips my mind. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna make sure it slips my mind. I just realized I have my earrings on backwards. Usually this is over here. Ah, too late. We can't fix it now. It is what it is. It feels weird though. But anyway, yeah, today is different. Today just feels different, as you can see. So that's crazy. Um, Here we go.
Hi.
Yeah. Hey, can you hear me? Really good.
Yeah. Mhm.
All right, cool. There we go. So go ahead, introduce yourself to everybody.
Well, my name's Nayeli Rodriguez. I'm from El Paso, and well,
Word.
I'm a boxer.
I'm in El Paso right now. Shit. Yeah.
That's
It's So I'm originally from Colorado, but El Paso is pretty dope. It reminds me a lot of Pueblo, in a little bit. Yeah, my family comes from Pueblo.
Oh, okay. I was actually gonna fight in Pueblo a couple weeks ago, but fight got canceled.
What? Why did it get canceled?
Well, I had to cancel because I had another tournament. Long story short, I'm going through Mexico. Got my dual nationality, so I'm gonna try and make the Olympic team out there. So.
That's what's up. That's dope. So what got you into boxing and all that?
Well, I would say my siblings. My dad had a backyard, a gym in the backyard, so
That's dope.
outside, and well, that's how I got
Hell
into it.
yeah. That reminds me of that one movie, Price of Glory. I don't know if you ever seen it.
No, I've never seen it. I've heard of it, but never seen it.
It's a Chicano boxing movie. You gotta watch it.
I'll definitely
You
watch
gotta
it.
watch it. Yeah, he had a whole ring in the backyard. That shit was dope. Like that's something I would do. But yeah, I was into that stuff too, and then COVID kind of ruined it for me. So gym shut down, competitions weren't really going around, so I had to kind of find something else to maneuver into, type of deal. So
Yeah.
oh yeah, so El Paso, born and raised, right?
Yes, born and raised.
Okay, so you know a lot about this then.
Oh yes.
Okay, what do you usually
Man,
get
why
from
are you
there?
that? I'm on a diet right now. I just
They got this new banana shake and everything. You know,
that, that one's really good. It's real good.
hell yeah. What, you're not in El Paso right now?
Oh yes, I am.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay. Oh, okay. That's what's up. So yeah, I had my experiences with Cincinnati Street and all that. So it's a little crazy out there.
like the bars and stuff.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
Cincinnati Street would have like all the college kids go and stuff like that.
never been there, but I know what you're talking about.
You never been out there? I don't recommend it.
Yeah, no.
No, I don't recommend it. It's a little crazy.
I've
Yes. You said you've heard?
yeah, I've heard it's crazy, but
Yeah. It's like if you were to go there now, there's like cops on every corner type of deal, just watching people. It's
oh wow.
sketchy. Yeah. So topics, right? Paranormal and myths. Have you ever had like any type of paranormal experiences or like myth experiences type of deal?
Um, I would say some paranormal experiences. But I was very young. I think as a family, like my family, we experienced a lot of paranormal stuff. But
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. Why would you say that? Like it just happens or
Um, well, we used to live in this house. Well, actually, where we had a little backyard gym on.
yeah.
Yeah, and we would call that. We don't live there no more, but we would call that like the haunted house. And it's funny because after the first Conjuring movie, my
Mhm.
siblings watched it, and they told my mom, "Oh, that's an ugly movie," and that's when they started confessing. You know what? This would happen. Like what went on in that movie. That's what they experienced. But just no.
What like with like the possessions and shit?
Not the possessions, but definitely of like the pulling the blankets. Like one time my mom like glass breaking and there was nothing broken, nothing.
Oh
Yeah.
no. Okay. I mean, so that yeah, that's scary stuff, but like I feel like I wouldn't be too freaked out. Like if I heard like voices or like little kids laughing, that's what freaks me out. That's when I'm like, I'm a dip.
Yeah. Luckily, me, I wouldn't say. I feel like I've experienced stuff, but I feel like it's more like kind of like a mental thing. Maybe I'm like, it's just in my head.
Yeah.
But I experience like what my siblings and my parents experience. They experience like pretty scary stuff. Not me, thank God.
Yeah. See, that's the same with me. I had family members that have seen stuff like La Llorona. They claim they seen her, but then again, they probably were young. Um, they've seen ghosts and all that type of stuff, but I've never heard or seen. And yeah, I thank God for that too.
Like that's a whole different level of scary. I don't know how I would handle that.
I don't know. And then you have people that want to go and venture out and go try to talk to ghosts and stuff like that and like communicate. I think that's a little crazy. Do you think so
Yeah,
too?
I do think that's crazy because I feel like you're opening a door that shouldn't be opened. And I mean,
And
there's some people that are lucky that they can go and do that, but I guess like they believe but not really believe. Like I feel like if you're a very spiritual person going
yeah,
into those, I think it'll attack you more because like those evil spirits, I think they know like where you're spiritually at. So
that makes sense. That makes sense. As far as the spiritual shit though, this is where it confuses me because I've heard of people saying they're spiritual, but like they say they believe in God and stuff, but they're not like what do you call it, like into the Bible and stuff like that. And then I've heard a different type of spiritual where they're like tarot cards and doing readings and shit like that. So that's where I got confused on what spirituality actually is.
yes, yeah, yeah, and I can see that because like as for me, like I'm not into like the reading cards and thing because I feel
No.
like to me I feel like you're trying to connect to something that I feel like you can only make a connection to God. Like you got questions, ask God, and
Yeah, he'll tell you. Yeah. But like when they're asking different energies that they say is the earth and all this, like I don't think it's the earth. I think it's a different something different. We'll just put it that way. It's something different they're communicating with. So,
yeah,
and I'm not gonna fuck around and find out.
yeah,
I'm
or
not
like
that.
the words. Oh no,
Yeah, yeah, no Ouija boards for me. I had a lot of people in high school want to do that. Nah, that's not it at all. Or like the pencil game. What is it
the
called? I forgot what it's called.
Charlie, something like that. Was it Charlie?
Yeah, yeah. And they gotta watch the pencil move. Nah.
Oh
See,
no.
that's already that right there is doing too much. You don't need a Ouija board. You need a paper and pencil,
Yeah.
and you're doing some crazy shit. Yeah, nah, I'm good. Like I have religious stuff all over my place. You know, I'm not the best, religious person. Obviously, I can always do better. But at the end of the day, like I'm with God. You know what I'm saying? Like that.
Yeah.
That's what I know.
Yeah, and not perfect. I can say that too. Like I try my best, to be, to be good, but in the end I feel like as long as you got God, like you're good, You're
Yeah,
good.
absolutely, absolutely. You could, do like little minor sins here and there, but as long as you're with God, I feel like you straight. As long as you
Yes.
know what's good, as long as you know, like your heart knows what's good and what's bad, type of deal. Type,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. And
yeah,
people that are so religious, so into, like I go to church every Sunday and I do this, I do
yeah,
but sometimes they can be the worst human beings where you're like, what? Like, but
yeah.
and
Like
then,
some priests are like have been caught being pedophiles, type of deal, that type of
yes.
thing. So even your like pastors, your priests, whatever, can be bad people. You just don't know their life. You only know them at church. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So that's another scary thing.
Yeah.
Um, I think you can have your church wherever you are. That's what I
Yes.
believe. You can have your church in your home, at the gym. You can have it at your job, wherever.
Oh yeah.
That's what I believe. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
You do
You
you
know,
go on Sundays and stuff?
you know what? I used to. I used to a lot, and then I got busy with daily life and started doing my own shit. And then, yeah, I haven't been to church since. So, you know, I wasn't even baptized. So I don't know if that's something bad or not, but I wasn't even baptized.
You know what? I'm not baptized either.
Wow, I thought I was the only Mexican American that wasn't baptized for the longest time.
Yeah, no, I don't like my mom.
That's
So
crazy.
yeah, I used to feel kind of singled out, like damn, because I'm the only one in my family that's not baptized.
Yeah.
I was like, dang, like, but you know what? My mom, when growing up, she was very religious. Like, well, like the Mexican American. You know how Mexicans are very like Catholic is
The
their
main one, yeah.
so. Growing up, my mom was a hardcore Catholic, and my grandma decided to do a switch to oh my gosh, what is it called? Judaism.
Ju- Judaism, I think that's what it is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, so they made a switch into that, but it was like a big shock for my mom. She's like, "We don't celebrate Christmas. We don't celebrate nothing." Like, it was a big. They were into that religion for a year. They got out, and my mom, well, she is like that. She's baptized to the Catholic Church. My dad is a Christian,
Mhm.
but Catholic Christian. He was my dad. My parents are very open minded in that sense, where they're like, you know what, if God wants you in a church, whether it's Christian, Catholic, whatever religion, if God is speaking to you there, that's where you're meant to be.
I
You
like that. I like that. And there's a lot of people that say there's a lot of similarities with Catholicism and Christianity as well. Like
Oh
people say they're pretty much the same thing. It's just that like Catholics are more worshiping towards the Virgin Mary versus Jesus, and Christians are more with Jesus than the Virgin Mary. I
yeah,
think that's how it goes.
yeah,
But yeah, my family split between Christian and Catholic too, so I know a little bit of both. But I was more towards the Christianity for sure.
yeah. Yeah, I can say the same thing. I mean, I have a lot of I guess you can say like the Catholic, where they do the way they bless themselves, where they do that thing. Like I
Yeah,
grew
I
up with
still do that.
yeah, I still do it too, but I mean, I go to a Christian church, So,
Yeah,
but you know what? Well, the church I'm actually going to, they actually don't say I'm Christian or I'm Catholic. They just say this is a church where you worship God. We speak of the word of God, and
I like that.
I love it because you know what? Like when I fight, like I used to go to this other church and they would criticize me for, doing this, right? And I was like, well, I grew up with that. That's what I grew up with, but they would get upset cuz I was going to a Christian church.
Yeah,
You know? And this is the first time that I mean cuz every time before I step into the ring, I always pray. And it's the first time that they don't criticize me with that. And I'm like,
That's,
wow.
yeah, that's good. Yeah, I'm guilty of that too. Like, I'm a Christian. I used to do that stuff too, like before, because I did wrestling as well. So whenever I would step on the mat, like I would do that, and then I would run out there and do my thing. So yeah, you're not the only one. You're not the only
Yeah.
one. But then later on, I was like, I see more Catholics doing that than Christians. But fuck it, who cares? You know?
Yeah. I mean, it's just it's your own way of life. I just feel like from the beginning, like we said, if you're as long as you're standing by God, He's in your heart, then
Yeah,
I feel like you're like to me, I feel like I'm unstoppable in that sense.
yeah. And you just like I could tell like because I've had that feeling like when you're fighting, like you kind of get that little boost of energy, that boost of strength. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
To carry on with the event or the fight, whatever you're doing. You know what I'm saying? So that means you're right with God, in my opinion, for sure.
Yeah.
Have you realized that a lot of people that are like crazy religious, they don't believe in extraterrestrial beings? And when I say that, like I mean like aliens.
Yeah.
You've
And
noticed that?
to me, that's pretty crazy because I'm like, we haven't really discovered this, like the Earth. Like there's so much out there.
Yeah. Oh, you're at the gym right now. I heard the
Yes,
bell.
I had just worked out. So when I had just worked out, like I worked out and then I like fixed myself.
I got you. I got you. No, I recognize that. That makes me nervous a little bit.
Oh no, no. Oh
No,
no.
because they used to tell me like that don't mean stop. Oh, okay, my fault. Yeah, but yeah, going back to that. So I realized a lot of them don't believe in extraterrestrial or alien life. But if you look at it, God Himself and the angels, they're extraterrestrial beings themselves. They're not from Earth. God created Earth, but they're not
Yeah.
from Earth. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's kind of weird how they say they don't believe in that stuff, but God is extraterrestrial. The angels.
I, I've never heard that. That's the first time. That kind of left me speechless. Yeah,
Well,
that's
what about God? About God being extraterrestrial?
yeah. I've never
Yeah,
heard it like that.
yeah.
But
Because all extraterrestrial means is just not of this Earth. That's all
yeah,
that means. So that's what I usually tell them, and then they're like, and they're like, they don't know what to say after. But it's like you got to believe there's probably other life forms out there on other planets that God decided to create. You know what I'm saying? He
yeah,
created us in His image, but who's to say He didn't create other images or decided just to create other life forms? You know, the universe is massive, so we don't know.
yeah, yeah. That is very very true.
Yeah. Are you an alien believer?
Yes, I am. I am.
Yeah. Like you've always been, or like is this like a recent?
I've always been. Well, my dad has always watched like those documentaries of like aliens and stuff. So I've always, not that I always grew up on it, but honestly, I feel like we've actually experienced something in the haunted house. I was young. I was like 8, 9 years old. It was us and like family friends, right? And out
Yeah.
of nowhere, like the sky just went like dark.
Was it
Like it,
daytime?
like I know it sounds crazy, right? But like, okay, like an example. You know how the sun kind of hides in the clouds and then it gets sunny, right?
Yeah.
Okay, but so imagine that, but actually it went from like sun to like dark.
As if it just switched to nighttime.
Yeah, and
Oh shit.
we were like looking out the window. We're just like, but then it just happened like in a blink of an eye. You're just like, what? And all of us like everyone stayed quiet. Like we were, I mean, it was like a little cookout, and we were just like, what's going on? Like us girls, like all of us, like and the kids, we were inside, and like the dads were outside, and then
Yeah.
my dad coming in, he was like, "Did you guys see that?" And I was like, "Yes," but I was like, "What was outside?" And my dad's like, "I can't describe it. Like it was just like a blink of an eye." Yeah,
Yeah. Did it stay dark like that, or did it go back to light?
it went- it went back to light. Yeah,
Oh,
but
okay.
it's weird. I mean, at that time, like I mean, there's social media, right? But not like how it is now, right?
Yeah.
But and plus I was young, so I wasn't really like, I didn't have phone back then. But I'm like, that is crazy. Like I still wonder. I wonder if like that happened to other people, like, or if we were like the only ones. Like even in that neighborhood, like none of the neighbors talked about it. And I'm just
Yeah.
like, I've that's always like stayed in my head. Like I wonder what happened after. Like I was little. But
That's weird. So like the neighbors didn't even realize that happened, or it probably didn't even happen to them, type of deal.
Yeah,
It's kind of like y'all was in the like your own bubble and that happened. That's
yeah,
that's creepy as hell.
yeah. So I'm like I said, a lot of things happen in that haunted house. So
And this was that was also here in El Paso too.
yeah, I was in El Paso.
You
Yeah,
know that it's funny because they say a lot of extraterrestrial shit happens in deserts. So I kind of believe that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I've never seen no crazy stuff in El Paso or anything yet. Not yet. You know.
well, that's
Not yet.
good. I was like, you don't want to.
I don't know because I feel like one of these days I'm gonna go like on Trans Mountain or something by the star, and I might see something, but I don't know. I don't know. I don't really want to though. Like I'll be curious, but I don't really want to. If that makes sense. Because I
Yeah,
don't know if it's something bad gonna happen or what. Like what to expect.
yeah. Sometimes it sucks being so curious. Like I'm not a fan of like scary stuff, but yet sometimes I like to like hear like stories, and I'm like, oh my gosh, like that is so crazy, and yet I'm so scared. But
So you're not a fan of like horror movies and nothing like that.
no, no, you like when I go out to movies, with my boyfriend and my family, I always have to like be like this, Or I watch the movie and I'm like this because I scream, I cry.
Oh,
Yeah.
you're the what do they call that shit? I saw a video. It's like types of like horror movie watchers. They got like the person that gets into it, the person that screams, the person that hides, and then the person that peeks. Like the peek. So I'm guessing you're the peeker
Yeah, I'm the peeker and the screamer.
and the screamer. You can't do that though. You know what I'm saying? That scares other people in the fucking theater.
Yeah, I know. I try and control it. Like the last scary movie I watched was The Nun, and I was screaming for like over dumb parts. I don't think this movie was that scary. I feel like the scary scenes were kind of cheesy, but you know what? The story's really good. I think the story is really scary, but
It is. What I don't like though is they made a whole like demon out of a nun. I feel like that's kind of mockery in a way.
yeah,
So I was
yeah.
kind of like, I don't know if I should watch this shit. Like, that might be bad. That might give me bad juju or something.
Yeah, yeah, no. Like at when the first Nun came out, I literally walked out the movie because I in this first movie there's where they were showing the upside down crosses, and I'm like, oh, I'm out. I am out.
Yeah, yeah. And then other people are just like, oh shit, what happened next? Yeah, nope, I'm out too. Like that's how they make scary movies nowadays though. Like it's all demonic shit.
Yeah,
It's
like
not like old school like the slashers, you know what I'm saying? Like that's the stuff I like. The old
yeah,
school stuff. But now it's all demonic, so nah, I'm good.
yeah. Like that new Exorcist movie looks so ugly. It's
Yeah,
so
nah. Then that movie's cursed and they want to remake it. I don't know
my
what's wrong with people.
my parents saw the original and they were telling me of the scenes because you know how like the original Exorcist, like the full movie, like they showed the ugliest parts. Now they deleted those scenes, but my mom and dad were telling me that like the deleted scenes, there is like scenes of uh, it's disgusting where I guess she's possessed and she has the Virgin Mary and she's raping herself with it, and it's
Yeah.
like that's crazy. Like, oh no no no.
I don't like that or fucking when they're speaking in tongues like that.
Oh yes.
Like I know it's a movie, but like what if that's like the real language they use? You know what I'm saying? Like legit what they said.
Yeah, and they've said like like the actors like with the Conjuring movies they have to watch how the Ed and Lorraine have like actual footage of the possessions and stuff. So some
Yeah.
of the actors actually watch those footage so they can imitate for the movie purposes. And I forgot her name, but she also comes out in that that like little cute movie Kissing Booth.
Yeah.
um
Yeah.
that well, she actually came out in an interview and she was older already. And she said that movie they had to like pray for her because she was experiencing some weird stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. See, I
Like,
think you are a horror fan because you can't not be a horror fan and not know Ed and Lorraine.
yeah, that's true. Yeah.
I caught you.
It takes, I don't, I can hear it, but seeing it is one thing. I don't like pop up scary stuff, you know. But it's
You
because,
know
like,
when you know when it's coming though.
yeah, that
You
is.
know when so like when the music gets louder, that's what do you do when the music gets louder?
Oh, I'm right away like this. Or like when it's like dark scenes, I'm like this. Or I don't know, you just feel it coming, you know?
I can't. So like they're in front of your face or they're on your face type shit.
What do you mean?
Because you put your hands like that, so are you just kind of
Oh,
just
oh
shielding
no,
it?
they're like this. They're right here. So they're not like face, but they're like a little distance, and I'm like this, like, yeah.
I'm gonna say usually like if I'm with people and they doing that, I'll just pull them down, bro. Like nah. But like I said, I don't watch that stuff either. So yeah, I'll
Yeah.
be walking out. I'll be walking out. I mean, they made that new movie Evil Dead, and that looked demonic as shit too.
You know, I watched that movie Evil Dead. Um, it looked the previous looked very demonic, but watching it, I don't think it was as demonic. I mean, I guess because watching like all the Conjuring movies, I feel like that's very demonic. Here, I feel like it's just like a story, you know, like a fiction story. Like it was cool. I just feel like it's very gory. I thought it was extremely gory. Like,
I didn't like how she looked though.
oh
I
no,
only
yeah,
saw the
she did.
previews. I didn't like how she looked. Like she looked like she was full on possessed, ready to on kill mode.
Oh yes, oh no, yeah, she was ugly, very
Yeah.
ugly.
Nope. But I'm willing to bet you that the newer horror movies they make is gonna still be demonic. Like they're not gonna go back to the slasher shits like the old school ones. But
Mm-mm.
and that's sad because I grew up watching the slasher ones. I didn't like the now
Yeah,
shit. Yeah.
yeah. As it is, I feel like the world is like very evil now. Like, what more evil do they want to show? you know? Yeah,
Yeah, the world is getting more what is it? What's the word for it? Desensitized to a lot of shit. You
yeah.
know.
It's crazy because like back then, like I know like my grandma would tell me stories, right? And back then, the devil you would actually see the devil. You know, now you don't even see him. It's just evil so is so much around. He doesn't even have to make an appearance anymore.
And that's scary though, because then it say like in the Bible, like he what's it called? Like the Antichrist or some shit kind of makes a rise or some shit. I
Yeah,
feel like we're not far from that.
yeah, and it is scary because it's like wow, like
Yeah, I feel like we're not far from all of that shit, and it's kind of scary.
yeah, it is.
And it's scary to think though, because like you could feel like, from what I've heard from a lot of people that are religious too, is like you could feel like you're right with God, but when that day happens, like, are you actually? You know, and that got me thinking like, oh, damn, like I need to do better.
Yeah, or you have a lot of questions. You know, like
Yeah,
sometimes I have a lot of faith in God. I'm a firm believer in God. You know, but
for
I mean,
sure.
I'm also human, and I feel like sometimes I have my questions where I'm like, if this is going on, why would God let this go on? You know? But then again, I'm like, I can't judge God. Like, who am I to be judging God or like questioning him, you know? So,
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. You got to realize like he make your own path. He's the one that makes your path. You know.
yeah.
So, like for me, I had to find that out the hard way. Like when COVID hit, that's when I was really like, cause I got out of my training phase, and I was like, man, ain't shit for me to do, and I kind of was like, why did God let this happen? And I was like, I got to retract and be like, this is probably part of his plan. I don't know. I don't know what's going on, but he got a plan for everything. So we're gonna write it out. You know.
Yeah.
And so I feel like everyone forgets that, but
I feel like God does things for a reason. Even though sometimes you're like, what is the reason? But it's a reason, you know?
yeah, even if it's like it seems like a fucked up situation, like there's a reason. There's
Yeah.
absolutely. Now going back to that though, COVID. What do you think on that? Do you think like that was like a legit sickness going around, or do you think that was like a secret little plan going on?
Um, I feel like it was a secret plan, but only because I know people that I can't say much, you know, because I can't put them, you know, I can't put names.
Yeah, don't put no names out there, please.
Yeah. Or what right? But there's some people that I know. They know they worked with with the high power kind of thing, and they knew about COVID months before, like before even 2020. They knew about COVID. You know, they had a
That's
plan, and that individual actually was like, I'm done with this job. I'm not gonna work this job because this is literally inhumane. Like, why would you do this? If you know about it, do something about it. But you know what? I also heard the reason for COVID and why it happened was because the world is like getting so populated. They wanted to kill off like the old people, you know, the older
yeah,
people, and it's sad because the plan didn't go that way. There was also a lot of young people that died.
yeah.
So
As it got stronger, a lot of young people died. Yeah, and
yeah,
I think the shots weren't like shots. Like I think they were. I don't know. I can't really say exactly what they are because I don't know. But a lot of people think they were like little microchips put in people. A lot of people think that it was something else that's meant for something bigger to happen to people. And that's scary because when the shots did first come out, I was like, I guess I'll get it, for protection, and that was kind of stupid. So I don't know what
yeah,
happens next.
yeah. I didn't want to take the shot. My dad was so paranoid with COVID. He's like, there's a lot of worse, uglier diseases out there that literally, like doctors can't even go in with those people because it's so contagious. COVID is not contagious as you think. And
Yeah,
my dad was annoyed. He did not want us to take the shots because he's like, what if they're putting something in it so they can make us sick. And but we had to take it, unfortunately. But
yeah, yeah. I had the what's it called, the Johnson one. I heard that one was the worst one to have.
yeah, I took that one too.
Yeah, yeah. I heard a lot of bad stuff was happening to people, so I had to double check my body, make sure I wasn't you know, like I didn't grow like an extra ass or something. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah. You know what? I feel like I never suffered from allergies. And after taking the Johnson & I kind of suffer from allergies now that I have to take like an allergy every day. And I'm like,
chill.
what?
I've always had allergies, but I've realized they've gotten worse since I've gone back to here. Because I was in Korea for a little bit, and once I came back here to the states, that's when my allergies started getting worse. So you wanted something?
Yeah, so I don't know. COVID is just I don't know. I do believe in it, but I do feel like, me personally, I think it was exaggerated than what it is. And I'm not trying to disrespect anybody, because I mean, rest in peace to those people that passed. But
Yeah, yeah,
oh,
yeah, absolutely.
COVID's
I do
a
think
subject. I
you said what?
feel like COVID, like for people, is a very touchy subject.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm one of those people that didn't believe the mask worked. Like the mask did not do a damn thing. I, a lot of people did hate me for this, but I was one of those people that kept my nose out the mask. Cause I was like, bro, I can't breathe. Like, what do you want
Yeah.
me to do?
Yeah, no. Yeah, I agree. I was one of those people too. I was like, I did my makeup. I am not rude. I know mine was for a dumb reason.
I was gonna
But
say for the females, that was probably bad for the makeup and stuff like that.
and I'm like, what's the point of getting ready if I'm wearing a mask? Like,
That's why you gotta wear it on you down here so it don't mess it up. Yeah, I'm glad though. I'm glad that shit is over, but I feel like I don't know. Like when it comes to the higher people, I feel like they're gonna bring something else to the table. They're gonna bring something else. I don't know
yeah,
what, but they're gonna bring something. There's already a new COVID strain out there, so we us we gotta sit around and see. We just gotta wait and see what happens, type of deal.
yeah, yeah. It's pretty. It's getting crazy. The world is getting pretty crazy out here.
I think the country's getting crazy. You know,
Yes.
I feel like it's not long until it's on a downfall, and I gotta split and go to Europe or something.
Yeah. I'll probably. I don't know. Probably go to Mexico.
Yeah, I mean, my family they come from Jalisco, so I wouldn't go over there because over there is getting kind of wild.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, with the violencia and shit. So I wouldn't go over there, but maybe a different part, maybe like Mexico City. I don't know.
It's beautiful out there. I've been there. So beautiful.
Yeah, big tourist area.
Yeah.
It's a big tourist area, but I'll probably just dip out of Europe because if you think about it, there's a lot of places in Europe that kind of stay out of conflict, so I could stay there and just not worry about it, and that's
I mean,
dope.
yeah.
So that's. But on another topic, right? When it comes to myths, you obviously heard of La Llorona.
Yes.
You think she real?
You know what? I do think so. Um, I since I was well when I was in third grade, my teacher, she was my favorite teacher. She like for Halloween, she like told us a story about her and
Yeah,
stuff. That day, I was so freaked out. I think that she's the reason why I'm so scared of scary movies because of her. I really feel like it's her, But yeah, I
she
when
must
that
have.
home, I was so scared. Like I was scared all day. I had to. It was a fall festival, and I was in cheer at that time, so I had
Yeah.
to. And I didn't want to leave the house, but I also didn't want to stay at the house because that's when I was still at the haunted house. So
Oh
yeah,
yeah. That's like we gotta pick. Would I rather deal with this spirit or deal with a different spirit?
yeah,
That's
yeah.
crazy. Yeah. So she must have went really in depth with the whole horror type stuff. She really freaked you out like that much.
Oh yes, and I was asking my mom, and then ever since, like, if I would get in trouble, my mom would use that on me. But
I'm about.
recently, like, when that movie, the Llorona movie came out, um,
I didn't like it. It wasn't the story.
yeah, it wasn't the story. But when I was watching it, right, my mom, I guess she made the movie scary, right? Out of nowhere, my mom was like, "Oh, when I was little, what's it called? We used to live. My mom, like, my family has like a ranch.
Yeah.
It would live like far, far, like in the desert. Like by Sanelli around there. So there was like nothing, and she said that she was looking out the window, and there's canals over there,
Yeah.
and she saw a woman with long black hair, all white, face covered up, and that she was hearing crying sounds, and my mom would just stay looking out. She's like, I've never told anyone, you're the first one. And I'm like, why are you telling me this while I'm watching the movie? So I thought the movie was like horrible, because she tells me that while watching the movie. So I was like,
They kind of added like you said, a conjuring type of twist to La Llorona. I don't think it's like that at all. I
no,
mean, what I was told by my abuelitos, like they used La Llorona to scare me. And what the hell? What's the other one? It's like it's the boogeyman, but it's in a different word. El Cucuy.
oh yes,
They used El Cucuy as well, but La Llorona hit different. Like I would look out the window, making sure I didn't see her, like by the house, by any light post, nothing like that. But yeah, I feel like with that movie, they put like a conjuring twist to it, made her seem more like not so much a spirit, but more of like a demonic figure. Than,
yeah,
like I get it, she's a bad spirit. Like if you're a kid and she sees you by the river, she gonna get your ass. But she's not a demon.
yeah, yeah, for sure.
So that I'd say that story scared me the most as a kid too. And like they would use that when I would act up and stuff. But later on, as I got older, I was like, let her come.
Yeah.
I'm grown. Like what you gonna do with me? So I thought that was funny. But El Cucuy didn't hit you any type of way.
Well, my parents, I've never heard the story of it. But they would just say, like, like if I would wander off, they'd be like, the cuckoo is gonna catch you. But that's what they would tell me. But I really don't like. I don't know the story or like if
I don't
what
think
I don't know,
I don't think there even is a story. I just think it's just like a
like a saying, right?
yeah, like that's a thing that's gonna get you if you act bad type of deal.
Yeah.
like the shit that hides in your closet,
Yeah.
type of shit. Yeah, but yeah, no, like I don't. Me personally, I feel like she is real, but it's like I said, it's more like a spirit type. You know what I'm saying? Like you can hear her cries, you can hear all that, but see her maybe like a little orb, but I don't think she could like physically touch people. If that makes sense. Like
Yeah.
physically grab people. If that makes sense.
Yeah. I like sometimes I wonder like I don't think I feel like she can I don't think it's because well with kids they've always said kids are like free spirits and they're free spirits and as a kid you can anything could attach to right
Yeah.
kids see everything and it is true like kids do see everything and yeah when you grow up it's like you forget some
Yeah.
people stick with it some people do forget and I feel like maybe like her spirit can get to kids but I don't feel like in like in the movies where like in that movie where they take the kids and all that I don't believe that either like
Yeah. And what was
it's
up with the shit they put in front of the door? Like that's not gonna block anything. What the hell
no
is that?
no yeah they
That priest thought he was on to some
right
shit. Yeah, hell no. But I don't know. As a kid, for me, like I did have like a wild imagination, but I didn't have like no imaginary friends. Thankfully, at least that I remember, and I didn't have like I didn't see different stuff that I remember. So I think that's good.
yeah I feel like when I was little I did have imaginary friends but I don't think they were harmful like I feel like they weren't anything scary because when I remember like when I would play with I don't remember their names right but I had this imaginary friend and it was a boy I remember it was a boy and I always I felt like it was like my guardian angel like I felt like it was my guardian angel and I felt like safe protected
Yeah,
like I look back into it was nothing scary.
I feel like that could happen too. Like with kids, like the guardian angel can make a visit and stuff, and
Yeah,
guardian angel could be like a relative or something like that.
yeah,
Now that you say that, like it's when it came to relatives visiting me, it was usually like in dreams and stuff like that. It wasn't like when I was awake. If that makes sense.
yeah.
Yeah. I wonder how that works. Like that's trippy to think about.
But I feel like maybe because I was a kid, you know, I feel like maybe now I don't think I would experience that. Now that I'm older, I feel like maybe it would appear in a dream.
Yeah, yeah, more of a dream type of way. Yeah, unless you still have that wild imagination, then hey,
Yeah, yeah, true. But I don't. Like I
you say
don't.
you don't. So if you was in an area and like you heard noises and stuff coming from a room, but and you knew you was like the only one there, you wouldn't think nothing of it, or you just try to ignore it.
I think I would try and ignore it, and maybe when I would get to like a safe space, maybe I would think about it like, what was that, you know? Um, but at the moment, I feel like I would probably try and ignore it only because I'm alone and there's nothing around. Like that's pretty scary, you know?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm usually the first one to just be like to dip out. So if I heard knocks and I knew I was the only one here, I'm a dip out for a bit.
Yeah,
I'm a dip.
yeah.
That's why I would be a terrible horror movie character because I would be the first one to just leave. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna stick around. All the other characters stick around. I'm gonna leave.
I feel like I'd be the first one to die probably.
Why you say that?
I don't think I would leave. I think I would like try and fix the problem and like fight the demon or something, but I feel like I would end up dying, cuz I mean, I think I would react instead of leave, or I don't know.
I feel like if you're the one that won't open the door where the noise is coming from, I think you would survive.
Yeah.
Because you're
Yeah.
not you're saying you wouldn't open the door, right?
No, you know what? No, I wouldn't open it. I
Okay.
wouldn't open.
So yeah, leave that to the Caucasian character to do that shit. Yeah.
I die protecting someone. I was like I think that's how I would. That's
Die
how
protecting someone.
Yeah, protecting someone. Like, no, it's okay. Get me.
So like if it was like if it was like Freddy Krueger, you know what I'm saying? Like you would like, all right, I'm a boxer while the rest of y'all dip the fuck out.
Yeah, you know, I think I would. Yeah, I would box the dude.
I think you got a chance. Like as long as you don't get touched by that claw, I think you got a chance.
Yeah, I would find something sharp around me and just right away just and then just run. You know.
Yeah, I feel that. Shit, you should get into acting. You got it.
Uh huh. Be an actor.
Yeah,
Yeah.
have you ever thought about that? Like being an actress, like just like small role type stuff.
No, I haven't. Maybe I should. I was gonna. I don't know. I feel like I mean it'd probably be something fun, but I don't think I have it in me. I'm very um. I feel like I'm kind of camera shy. Like I can tend to like nervous laugh or like when I'm talking in front of people and I have to give a speech, I'm like, wait a moment, like wait a minute. But after a time
Yeah,
with people, like I do good, you know. But
I
like I'm
got you.
yeah.
So then you were kind of nervous getting on this podcast a little bit.
Yes, I'm an overthinker, so I was overthinking like, what do I say? What are we gonna talk about? You know, that's what I was going through my head, you know. But getting into it now, I'm like comfortable. Now I'm good, you know. But
Yeah, I feel you. Not yeah, that's the representation I want to give out this podcast. It's more carefree. It's more like yeah, I have the topic set, but like we talk about anything and everything type of deal. You know what I mean? Like
yeah,
last season, I didn't really have like a set topic, so I was still getting in the groove of shit, and it was just talking about anything and everything. But it turned into people talking about like relationship type stuff. So I was like, oh fuck, like that's something people want to talk about, you know. And then this one, because I was like, we're going into the spooky season, so let me change it up a little bit, talk about some scary stuff. And a lot of people didn't like that. Like a lot of people didn't want to talk about it because they're very superstitious, and I am too. But they just felt like if they talked about it, like it can conjure up that energy or something. Which I understand that. Like I'm not gonna be like, oh come on, like
yeah.
I understand that that's not something you're comfortable with. So that's why I made sure you was comfortable with the topic, and the other guests were comfortable with it too, because it can't be a sensitive topic.
Yeah, I believe so. But I feel like I think it's something cool to talk about, you know, because look, we start talking about religion, you know, bringing God into it. In the end, like it's it's a topic. It's a cool topic to talk about, you know. But I
Yeah,
mean, like right now, I don't feel scared talking about like this scary stuff. You know.
which
I
I'm
mean,
glad. This is the first episode I didn't feel spooked.
yeah.
Because other guests had some interesting shit.
Oh,
Yeah, so this last episode, this she was cool. She had her stories and everything. Now it was interesting, but she was like, "I have this doll named Margaret," and that's when I kind of froze and I was like, "No, you don't." Like no, and she was like, "Yeah, I'll show you." And it was like a doll with a black dress, and for me, black dress means like not good type deal.
yeah.
So yeah, I was like, okay, that's cool, great.
Margaret.
I was freaked out. Yeah, like after I ended the episode, I went into the other room and I like tried to distract myself for a little bit, and
Oh wow. Have like after any episode, have you ever like besides that one, like have you ever experienced anything after that, or it's just in your head kind of thing?
like energy stuff. Like
Yeah.
no, I mean like I would kind of like it'd be like dead silent, and I'd be kind of like sitting there listening, like making sure everything's good, and then I would go on about it. But no, nothing crazy happened.
Oh,
So
okay.
yeah, thankfully nothing crazy happened. Hopefully later on nothing crazy happens.
Yeah.
Because the bruja stuff, like that stuff's also real.
You believe in that? What is it called? Brujería?
I believe people definitely do that. Yeah, yeah. I know people that do that. They're not cool with those people, but they know they do that. So um,
Yeah. You know what? I used to like again, I can't say names, right? But I used to train someone that did do it.
yeah,
Black magic and white magic. You know, I feel like people that know, even though they say white magic's good, you know, but if you know how to do the white magic, you gotta know how to do black magic. You know.
yeah, yeah.
So she did do it, know, and she would like she was in a relationship at the time, right? And she would kind of like do it on him, like to keep the guy, right, kind of thing. But then
Yeah, I know.
God,
Yeah,
she found God. Like she didn't tell me much, because I mean it's something very personal she said to me, right? And it's
yeah,
like, wow, like thank you for opening that up to me. And she was saying that she's like, it's not good. Like, those, how crystals are so in, like the rose quartz and all that. She does say, and the evil eye, she says all those things it is kind of witchcraft, it is, but it doesn't have to be, like as long as you pray and you know who you stand by with, then it's okay, you can use it as fashion, but she does recommend always pray for it over it, because it is.
I just for one I wouldn't trust myself because I don't know what I'm doing, and two I just wouldn't do it. Like
Yeah.
I want those doors to stay locked. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Keep that shit shut and locked. You know, I don't want
Yeah.
that. No, no, no. Cause
No, and
cause once I see spooky stuff, it's done. Like it's done. Mm-mm.
oh, and this girl, she did say, she's like, no, and I just saw it's not good for me, and she found God, and now she's a whole better person, and she lives her life praising God, and I love that for her, and she shares that with
Yeah,
her kids, and I think that's amazing. I haven't seen her in a like a long, long while, right? But yeah, I she even prayed for us that day, she prayed for us when she left. She even left me in tears. I was like, wow, like, but she says it's not a good thing, there's a lot of people like that get into that stuff, and it's not good at all. And she
yeah,
does say don't pay attention to it, because then you feed into it. There's a lot of people that you don't even know that probably are doing witchcraft on you, but if you don't pay attention to it, I feel like you're, and of course it's all God, it's all God.
yeah, yeah, yeah. And what's scary is like I don't know, like for me, but I feel like you can't really tell if you're like cursed unless you have a string of bad things happening all in once.
Yeah.
Like there was a time where like there was some like not so good stuff happening, but I kind of just like shrugged it off and was like whatever, like it's gonna get better type deal. And eventually it did, but it left me kind of like thinking like, what if someone cursed me, you know? And I
Yeah.
don't think I crossed anyone in the wrong way, like like even if it was like an ex or something, but you never know.
A lot of people can just simply be envious of you, like, I mean, I think it's pretty cool. Like, look, you do podcasts. You don't know. It can be as little as that. Someone's jealous that you have something going on, like podcast. Like
Yeah,
little as that.
could
Or
be.
the person who you are. They can just be so envious.
Yeah, that's true.
Envy is a really, really strong, strong thing.
Yeah, jealousy and that's
Yeah.
crazy. To use envy. I forgot about that word. But yeah, yeah, that can be. But then again, it was like around that time where I wasn't really like into the whole podcast and stuff yet. Like I was kind of just getting started, and it
Mhm.
wasn't as big as it was now, type of deal. So my guess is it probably was like an ex that I left on bad terms with. I don't know.
And the even saying like I've always heard that the like your mouth is a powerful thing. Like words is a very powerful. Like
Yeah, yeah,
simply as saying like I know me, I've never wished anyone bad, right? But I
yeah,
mean, I do get upset, and they like if someone cuts me off in traffic, I do say I wish they get massive diarrhea, But you see, that's a cursing mouth, like that's
yeah.
horrible. I mean, it's a funny thing I say, right? But I mean, I would want to wish anyone bad, like death or financially or any kind of way, because no one deserves that.
Yeah,
I mean, of course, I shouldn't be wishing them to have massive diarrhea either, but
yeah. No, I
I,
understand the frustration. The traffic here in El Paso is crazy.
yes, yes, it is very crazy.
Yeah, I can't tell you how many times I've almost, or someone's almost hit me on traffic. Like it's ridiculous. I don't know if it's the highways or what the hell it is, but mm.
Yeah, and there's no reason for traffic in El Paso.
No,
No.
it's I feel like it's too small to have traffic.
Yes. I mean, it's a big city, but it's not like California. Like, you understand why they have traffic, you know?
Yeah,
Here, like, why? You know, like, why?
I don't know. Cause like if you take downtown and you take the outskirts of downtown, which is where I'm at, there's
Hmm.
not really too much to have traffic. So I don't know. I don't know. Political stuff. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's my answer to that. If I don't know, it's politics,
Yeah.
which I don't know too much about. So, but yeah,
Yeah. I don't, me personally, I don't speak about politics because I feel like, one, I think I'll sound dumb. And two,
yeah,
like, that's something like what, like, spoke about politics with people and they get so like into it, so like passionate, and I'm like, whoa, man, like, what I'm
I got
I,
a homie like that. Like he'll ask me something that's less political, and then I'll give my answer. And if he don't like it, he'll be like, "But why do you believe that?" Like, and I'm like, "I should have answered your question, dog." Like,
yeah.
I don't know, but I feel like it's too complicated for me to get into, so I just don't do it. You know?
Yeah. Do you think like the political stuff, do you think it's something kind of, I wouldn't say evil, but have like that has like a bad kind of energy in it?
Yeah, I would say so. And the reason why, um, if you've ever like read the Bible, you know wealth is one of the sins, right?
Yeah.
And that's all a lot of business people and politicians, love the most is money. If they're making money, they're gonna be happy. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So I feel like that's definitely what makes it evil. You know,
Yeah.
and I feel like each and every one of them, if they could, they would take everyone's money and have it for themselves. But that's just me.
Yeah. No, I can see that. Yeah.
Yep. So wealth is yeah. It's cool if you have money, cool. But if you're not really using it for good, then it's like,
Then what's the use of having?
yeah. And they say like money doesn't buy you happiness. I mean, it potentially can, but it's gonna run out.
Yeah.
Now, if you're not making it, you're gonna run out. Simple as that. And that happiness is gonna run out too. So,
Yeah.
but hell yeah, that about wraps up this episode for sure. Um, what did you think though? This was your first podcast, right?
Yeah, it's my first ever podcast. I thought pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like there were a lot of pause moments, and I kind of got like worried. I was like, "Fuck, what am I gonna go to next?"
No, no, no. I think that was me. I think I was like a little too nervous still. But
That's
yeah.
what's up. That's what's up. So, what originally made you be like, "Yeah, hell yeah, I'm down to get on the podcast"?
Well, I don't know. I didn't even think about it. I was just like, yeah, sure, like why not, you know? And then especially when I saw like that it like what it's about, like paranormal and myths and stuff, I was like, why not? You know, like why not? Like I don't know. I guess I just had a little curiosity of like what was gonna be talked about, you know, like
Yeah,
how
I
was
feel
it.
like I feel like you would have liked last season too, like talking about relationships and how they are in this day and age type of deal. I
Yeah,
think you would have liked that too. I might bring that back. Why not? It
yeah.
was it was it was like a 40 episode season, so why not?
I think that'd be really cool. Yeah,
I'll bring it back. If you're down, I'll bring it back.
yeah. I'm down. I'm down.
Yeah, hell yeah. So you said you do have a man. How did you guys meet?
Um, well, he actually came to my boxing gym. So,
Word.
yeah, so he came in. He's a plumber, right? So, what's it called? He's like, I just want to see where I would go, and it's funny. I don't get nervous around people. I'm very friendly, you know, like off cameras, right? You know,
Yeah.
but like let's say like I'm very friendly, and he's the first person that really makes me nervous. I was shadow boxing when I have a crowd right watching me shadow box. I get
Yeah.
into cracks me up. The first person, I'm tripping, I'm punching myself, and I'm like, oh no, oh
Hey, that's the first sign though. You get that nervous feeling, and shit, you got to see what that's about.
yeah. And you know what? My dad was he was my wingman.
Oh yeah.
My dad was my wingman. Yeah.
That's something different. Hell yeah. Because I know, like, when it comes to our culture and stuff, like, usually the dad, when it comes to the daughter, they're like,
Yeah, they're like,
nope,
no.
don't do it. Yeah, they wait.
Yeah, like the other night, my dad, we were watching my boxing fight, and out of nowhere, he actually did mention the other dude you were with. If he would have proposed to you, I would have said no. But this one's a yes. And I was like, oh, I didn't even ask him. It was
So
just
he already got the blessing.
blessing. He don't know it. I'm not gonna tell him. I won't
Yeah,
tell.
don't tell them. Yeah, don't ruin the surprise. You still gotta ask.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I gotta ask. You know what he did? Ask my dad if he can start talking to me, like like get my number and stuff. Like he asked my dad for permission. He asked my dad for permission to ask me to be his girlfriend. So
That's legit. I fuck with that.
yeah, and honestly, it took. We started talking in December of last
Yeah.
year. He asked me to be his girlfriend till August.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so but I actually liked it. I mean, of course, there's moments that I was like, why isn't he asking me to be his girlfriend? But I was like, no, I'm gonna be patient, and I'm actually thankful for that because I feel like we really got to know each other. Like, you know,
Yeah, definitely. That's the best thing. Cause I think he already did better than me. Cause with mine, I didn't even ask like to be. I didn't ask her parents to be her boyfriend type of deal. It just kind of just happened, and then I met her parents, and then it was kind of like it was already a thing. And then I did ask to marry though, for sure. So yeah, yeah. But I didn't do the first steps he did, so I'm already on the bottom tier for that.
but everybody's different. As long as you treat your girl right, that's all that matters.
Absolutely, absolutely. Does he train there with you as well, or he just kind of goes and visits?
He does train. He had stopped, but because like with work, he gets very busy. But
Yeah,
he does gym though. He lifts weights. Like that's his main thing. Lifting. He just came here for fun. And just to see like just so like for his like for future like for his future kids. Like that's what he told me before we got serious. Right. When I have kids, I want to be able to say that I did boxing.
yeah, yeah.
So.
And make sure they do boxing and wrestling, all that stuff.
Oh yes. Yeah. I'm gonna have my kids active. Yeah.
Absolutely, because they have wrestling in school, so put them in that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. They gotta have that ground game too.
Yes. Yeah.
That's what I
Rest-
started with. Yeah, I started with that, and then I went to boxing, then the kickboxing, and then jujitsu. Jujitsu's fun. I love jujitsu.
Yeah.
So recommend that absolutely. My kids
Yes.
will be active too. I hope they play football.
It's little ass kickers. I was like,
Yeah, definitely. But like I don't know. I'm the type of parent like if I see them getting like their ass whooped really bad, I might have to take them out. Like, hey, you did your thing.
yeah. And let's wrap it up.
Unless they're in the pro level, then I guess that's acceptable. But amateurs, like, nah, you gotta. You know better than that.
Yeah. Yeah.
But before we wrap it up, though, I do have a little challenge. You ever heard of the emoji challenge?
Emoji challenge. It's like
Yeah,
where you put the emojis, right?
yeah, with your face, yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
All right, we're gonna put the acting skills to the test. All right, you see where it says Gonzo's Convos?
Yes.
All right, that's where the emoji is gonna pop up.
Okay. That one's easy. It's just like a.
Yeah, yeah, they're
Yeah.
they're they're easy ones, but at the same time, like you know,
It's just like I don't
is that
know.
a daily? Is that a daily one?
That's a daily one. Yeah.
See, like this one, if you can't wink, it's gonna be hard.
No, I can't wait. Like.
I think you did it. Yeah, I think you did it.
Yeah.
I usually go ahead.
Oh, this one. This one is like.
I usually use this one if I'm lit or something. Like if I'm having like one of those nights, I'll just text that and people know what I'm doing. They know I'm lit and I'm too lit to text that I'm lit. If that makes sense.
That's a little sign.
Yeah, and then that's probably the easiest one.
This is me at scary movies. I'm just like,
I thought it was the one hand. What happened?
well, I do this.
I don't even know what this one means. I just know it's one of the newer ones, and I see people use it for different shit, and it's confusing.
I've never used it. Maybe if I would use it, I would say it's like a like if you're asking something and you're just like, oh, what are they gonna say? Or I don't know.
I don't know. I thought it was like a scary emoji too, but it seems like it's more like a suspense type thing. Like
Ye-
someone's flirting and they send a text, then they send that and like to see the response. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
That's how I've seen it used. But I don't know. I don't think people really do this in real life unless they're watching scary movies.
Yeah.
There you go. But anyway, I do appreciate you coming on. It was a good episode. Um, Stay in touch. Let me know how boxing's going for sure because I definitely need to get back into mixed martial arts. That's my big thing, and I need to work on my boxing too. So
Well, you're always welcome to my gym.
I
Yeah.
appreciate that. Oh yeah,
My
my because my ground game's solid. You know what I'm saying? Like my ground game's good. It's my punches. I don't want to fuck up my wrist again.
yeah. Oh yeah, the wrist hurts when you mess it up.
Yeah, no, I punched I don't remember what it was. I had the 8 ounce gloves on, and I went punched to the body, and my wrist caved in right on his waist bone, and that shit kind of.
Yeah.
And I have my kicks down, but I need my punches back. So
My dad's the guy. My dad, kickboxing is his specialty. I would say that. I
yeah,
started.
oh yeah,
Yeah,
kickbox.
that's so.
Are you into that too, kickboxing?
Yeah, I actually started kickboxing, and then when I heard of the Olympics, that's when I transitioned to like full on boxing. So.
Okay, so boxing all the way, right? You're gonna
Uh,
go
yeah, boxing all
full
the way.
pro.
Yeah.
Okay. You know who Jahaira Gonzalez is?
Jahir Gonzalez. She's from the California area,
Yeah,
right?
and
Yeah.
she did I don't know if it was Olympics or Junior Olympics or whatever it was, but she's sisters with Joette Gonzalez.
I don't know who Joette Gonzalez is.
He's
Yeah.
he's a pro boxer, but yeah, Jahaira
Oh,
was on this podcast before.
oh wow.
Yeah, she was in season 3. She was really cool.
Yeah. I've never met her or anything. Like in social media, I don't have her either. But I've seen her like at the tournaments. USA Boxing's always posting her because right now she's like up in the training camp right now. So, but
Yeah, she's over in Colorado. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Yeah, it was cool to have her on. She's dope. Hell yeah. So shit, I'll introduce you guys. I got you.
that'd be awesome.
Have her come to El Paso whenever she's not in the training phase and shit.
Yeah,
That'd be dope. But with that being said, I appreciate you coming on. Stay in touch. Let me know how boxing's going, and you have a blissful night.
thank you. You too, and thank you for having me. It was awesome.